Welcome to day 5 of the Cambrian Way. And I've left Crau and I'm heading now into the beacons, heading west, and in 3 or 4 days, not quite sure how long it's going to take me, I'll get to Llandovery. My rucksack is a little heavy this morning, or heavier I should say. I resupplied in Crau, one of the most expensive resupplies I've ever done. Got some food that I wouldn't ordinarily buy, but it'll be fine. Today, heading out of Crau up to the wonderful Caerwent Quarries. I really do like it up there. And then heading out over Llangyna to the Chartis Cave. And heading towards Pant Crau. I'm not quite sure how far I'm going to get today. I don't have a target. I'm treating this as a series of day walks rather than one long walk, and we'll see how far we get. Well, that's Caerwent Quarry's done, and the climb up from Crau was as brutal as I remember. I'd only done that path once, now I know why. It's the old incline that used to take limestone from the quarry down to Caerwent where there are lime kilns. The quarry also used to service Nantyglo ironworks because limestone is required in the iron making process. I do know a much nicer path actually that would have taken me out of Caerwent Quarries and over to the road that I'm going to be following shortly, but I'm being true to the route of the Cambrian Way and I've dropped down from the quarry. I'm heading towards the mountain road shortly and then heading up towards Llangyna. I've done about 8.5 miles since I left Crau this morning. It's about 10:15 and I've arrived at the Chartis Cave. A very famous cave in South Wales for many people. It is a place where the Chartist movement stored a lot of weapons, pikes, muskets and other weapons that they used in a riot in 1839 in Newport. Now the Chartist movement was a national movement sprung out of the Industrial Revolution, probably to do with the way that workers were treated by the landed classes, and they drew up a charter that many of us now take for granted. Off the top of my head, it was certainly elections for all men 21 years or more with a secret ballot. There was to be payment, they wanted payment for MPs so that working men could apply to become MPs. They wanted to have annual elections. They wanted the abolition of qualification for ownership of land before you become an MP, and they wanted the electoral areas, the constituencies, to be of equal area. Now, off the top of my head, I think most of those, bar the annual elections, take place now. So, very famous place. A big riot in Newport in 1839, but it wasn't just this part of the world. This was an important part because of the industrial landscape here at that time, but north of England as well had a big following as well. I did say that part of my resupply had some food that I didn't normally carry. Well, here it is. Block of cheese, onion, cheese and onion sandwiches. Just fancied it. Well, it's just after 1:30 and I've got to Pant Crau. So in the background there you can see Penavon and Corndee. Got lovely views now of the central beacons. I've done much better today than I thought it would. So Pant Crau is just below me. So what I think I'm going to do It's going to drop down to Pant Crau now, then climb up onto Caerwent Quarry. There's a reliable water source with a stream up there where I can filter some water. I'm going to take on board as much water as I can and then keep plodding on to see how far I get. Well, I'm descending from Vanabig and I'm not quite sure how far I'm going to go. I provisionally thought that might be a good place to put the tent down because it's a nice flat top, but I got there far too early. It's now only 20 to 4 and I got there a good 20 minutes ago. Did a little filming on the summit, but not much. I felt too conscious with the camera talking to it. There was a large group of ladies there. Had a chocolate brownie given to me. Very nice group. But I'm going to keep going. Next one is Cribbin. So descend here and then plod up Cribbin. Keep going. Okay, I'll keep going. That's Pen y Fan there, and that's the path up to it. It's about 220 metre climb from the col. So I keep going. I think what I'm going to try and do is get down over Caerwent and down towards the Tommy Jones Memorial and see if I can put my tent down there. Very sad spot. This is the memorial to Tommy Jones, who died here in 1900. He's only aged 5. He got detached from his dad coming from Aberdare, I think it was, towards the farm below. Couldn't find him for 29 days and then his body was found here. They think he climbed back up here. Anyway, this marks the spot where his body was found, beneath Caerwent and Pen y Fan above. I was having to put the tent down here, but it's a bit too windy, so I'm going to have to keep going on until I find a place out of the wind. Oh, that was a long day today, longer than I wanted it to be. Whew. Well, I'm between Caerwent and Story Arms, so I just kept going. It was too early to put the tent down. In fact, it's a little bit early now, really. But 22.5 miles. I don't know what the height of the descent will be. Sets me up nicely for tomorrow into the Forest Vour and beyond. But now, get the kettle on, have a cuppa, have some dinner. I think I'll have a Chinese tonight. Super noodles, chicken chow mein, and get myself ready for tomorrow. Well, it's grim out there this morning. Didn't think this was forecast. I knew it was quite windy last night. I checked the forecast before I dropped down to this place because it was windy at Tommy Jones Memorial, and the wind was due to increase in the night up to 40 kilometres an hour. Well, I'm glad I'm down here because even here it's really very blowy and has blown through all night, and it's been raining most of the night as well. The cloud is down. It's raining out there now. Yeah, didn't expect this. So it'll be full waterproof kit on this morning. Had a breakfast, just start packing away, but I'm not going to rush. Well, I'm off. And despite the fact that the cloud is really down, it has kind of stopped raining. So I've just got my coat on, not my leggings. And there's definitely blue sky above me. So I've got a feeling this is going to break up. So I'm going to head on down to Story Arms now. I hope the burger bar is open this morning. Fancy a bacon sandwich. And then I'm heading on then west into the Forest Vour we'll see how far I get today. Okay, double whammy. Burger bar's shut, and I've managed to get a signal to check the forecast. Full leggings on. Not going to ease this for some time, so I'll head west, walk in a cloud. Don't think I'll be doing much filming today. This is mine clear standing stone. Absolutely fantastic. So majestic. I do like the interpretation stone. It says that the stone was probably erected 4,000 years ago by our ancestors, and it's an unusual form of red sandstone that's found some distance away. So how did it get here? It's believed it was carried here by a glacier, probably around about 20,000 years ago. Descended down now from Van Geherik, but I didn't bother going to the summit. Just didn't see the point. No views. I've been there several times before. I'd have just been stood at a trig point in the cloud with no views. The wind is incessant, keeps driving rain through, although every now and then it just does brighten up and threatens to break through, but I don't know what the forecast is, so I need to get down towards Glentowie, get a signal, have a look at the forecast before making a decision on how much further I go on to today. I made a decision to carry on. I did manage to get to see the forecast for today and tomorrow, and this afternoon the beacons weather forecast says that the cloud will be clearing on the top with a 90% chance of the tops will be clear, compared to this morning where it was less than 10% chance, and rain and wind. I'm expecting wind when we get up there. Tomorrow morning starts off wet and drizzly and will improve as the day goes on. So my plan is to get up onto Van Brückeinjog, head across towards Wawnlefrith, and then drop down and then look for a spot to put the tent down. That will leave me a very easy day into Llandovery tomorrow, and I will definitely be staying at the campsite there, and after a week's walking get a few things done. What a difference a few hours makes. That's Van Geherik now clear of the cloud. And that's where I'm heading, to Van Heer. Summit of Van Brückeinjog. It's really blowy out there. So just get out the wind for a few minutes and then head on along the ridge towards Wawnlefrith. This is challenging to say the least. Another tough day, this time because of the weather as opposed to the distance. I've just done over 20 miles and you can see that my tent is flapping around. When I put it up, the wind was negligible, but it's really got up since I've been here, and I'm camped at Llunivan Fach, which I hoped would have been out of the wind. Yeah, anyway, tomorrow should be a straightforward half day down to Llandovery, and I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to go any further. I'm going to use the campsite, get my things dry because I've got wet feet today. My waterproof socks gave up the ghost. It's been a tough day in the cloud, most of it. Very wet ground, very wet morning with rain. Cambrian Way doesn't come easy, does it? So, had my tea, having a drink now, and then I'll be getting in the bag and listening to some podcasts. Well, good morning, and good morning from day 7 of my Cambrian Way journey. Woken up in a cloud, which was forecast, and hopefully as I descend, I will soon emerge from it, and the forecast is for today to be a much warmer and drier day towards Llanddyfri. Last night the wind did die down, and I slept very well actually, better than I thought it would. Because when I was having my dinner in the tent, it was flapping a lot. But forecast was right, it's died down. And I've heard the forecast this morning on the radio, and apparently a high pressure might be building. I'm going to stay in Llanddyfri today regardless. I'm not going to continue beyond Llanddyfri. I've got to get some clothing washed and dried, and if the forecast is as good as they say it's going to be, then I should get that done today. I'm looking forward to the next few days through mid Wales as I head towards Dinas Morthy. My legs feel good. Crossed the beacons in 2 days, which I'm really pleased with actually. Didn't expect to do that, but I'm really pleased about that. So it all goes well. End of day 7 in Llanddyfri and the end of this video. Good day today. Half a day's walking down into Llanddyfri. First thing I did when I got there was to go and buy some gas from the shop called Ratcliffe's. So I've got plenty of gas now to get me further north. I then went to fish and chip shop. I had fish and chips and curry sauce. I fancied the curry sauce for a change. I never have that, but I just fancied it. And then I walked out to the campsite where I've washed all my clothes, had a really good shower. Dried out my tent because that got wet yesterday as well. So yeah, all is good. I see this as journey being broken into thirds. This is the end of the first third. Now I head into the Olennydd starting tomorrow. It's going to be wilder, much quieter, but beautiful as well. See you on the next video.